Well met. Welcome to another random_14 YouTube video.
Captain Ilberd. Your report, if you will.
Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that the man could tell us naught that we did not already know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Ishgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the IV, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired their information on the shipment routes.
Go on.
You will recall the flame we first identified as being in the IV's employ. From him we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail came to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame stationed at Revenant's Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, the particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that included those originating from House Fortums. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant.
I think I can guess which one.
None other. With a little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics.
Well, that is one mystery solved, at least. But what of the IV? Are we any closer to prizing off his mask?
I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the IV resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider then that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed.
You mean to say that the agent is among Rauban's innermost circle? Someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flames establishment?
'Tis the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand.
To slip into a position of authority unremarked and remain above suspicion all these years.
I, too, was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the 3 grand companies, Uldars was ever the more vulnerable to infiltration. Both Limsa Lominsa and Gridornia had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones, mined, under the same leadership. Only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Uldar's military was made up of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Rauban faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. Even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, there remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks.
Indeed. And given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing cell's word. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company.
A good deal easier then than now, aye.
The immortal flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the monetarists ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, 'twas not out of charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Neil Van Darnus' ambitions been any less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would never have risked supplying Rauban with an army. It is but a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Ahem. Returning to the present.
Even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, any one of whom could be the IV. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long.
Very good. Pray continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned in like manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies.
Understood, Commander.
I shall send word to Sir Aymeric informing him of our success in identifying the heretics' abettors. Hopefully, the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians.
It is time, Commander.
Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Gulmald, it would seem. As commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me, Kainekatine. As the realm's stoutest champion, 'tis only meet that you be present for the discussion. Oh, and the antecedent has already given her consent, lest you worry.
Upon the honor of the Crystal Braves, I swear that I shall not rest until the IV is unmasked and in chains.
Like me, you are doubtless eager to conclude our business with Iceheart, but until another path to her sanctum is found, she will remain beyond our reach. Minfilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route. Until such time as they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go on ahead to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nofika's altar, and we shall make our way to the Lotus stand together.
Please. You must do something. But that's not right. Such is the will of the forest.
Unlike Rauban, politics is not my cup of tea. While you and the commander attend the council, I will attend to some business of my own.
My thanks for coming, Kainekatine. When you are ready, speak with the conjurer yonder. She will show us to the Lotus stand.
Would the spirits bless me business?
The Alliance leaders await you at the Lotus stand. Will you be joining them now?
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
The rumors are true then? The War of Succession is ended.
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Who?
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader, not so his uncle.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all. I propose that we set aside the Cartano dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald. Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it. If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
Would the spirits bless me business?
It will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose, despite their protestations to the contrary. Plainly, the threat of a resurgent Galmald is not enough to stir them. And the reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust amongst the citizenry. The nation's leaders can come to all the understandings they like, but their unity means little and less to the common folk. Take the Lominsons, for instance. Though Admiral Mulwib outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for grog-swilling, wooden-legged cutthroats. In likewise, the Grydanians are mocked as hermits who talk to trees, and the Uldans scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Not that such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Uldan society Telegia Adelegia, for example. But that is beside the point. The fact is that people are wary of outsiders whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict at Cardno is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them something resembling warfare and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle musing. Let us speak of a more pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we spoke at the Observatorium, Captain Ilberd has further shortened his list of suspects. And by happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate is lately come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end, Kainekatine. All that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Ilberd near the Adder's Nest. He will give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Coerthas, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success in apprehending the Ivy.
My thanks for coming, sire. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution.
Thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Farewell.